Welcome to Day 7, the final day of our Pharmacovigilance Week 2024 campaign. It's been an inspiring week of knowledge sharing, and we're thrilled to conclude this journey with a very special guest. Today, we are honored to have Dr. Kannan with us, a name that resonates deeply in the Siddha community. Dr. Kannan, the Research Officer, Siddha, and Scientist III at the Siddha Clinical Research Unit, Bengaluru, under the Central Council for Research in Siddha, Ministry of Ayush, has played a pivotal role in pushing the boundaries of Siddha pharmacovigilance. His contributions have significantly advanced our understanding of ADRs, and his dedication is evident through his extensive research and the publication of his book on pharmacovigilance in Tamil. This work has become an essential resource for Siddha practitioners, guiding them through the process of identifying and reporting ADRs.
Vanakkam. Very warm welcome to this session. Peripheral Pharmacovigilance Center PPVC 009 Chidambaram Government Hospital, Government Kamaraj Hospital Chidambaram. They are taking a very great initiatives to spread the knowledge, to disseminate the knowledge about pharmacovigilance of Siddha system of medicine. In Siddha, pharmacovigilance is not a newer thing because Kallapini, there is a very great definition which is not available in any system of medicine. Siddha system has the potential to deliver about the pharmacovigilance activities or drug interactions, adverse drug reactions, adverse event. There is a specific word, terminology, Kallapini, has been given in Siddha system of medicine. When we are treating the patients for specific diseases, simultaneously the other noxious unintended event or any other signs and symptoms are called as Kallapini. While pacifying the disease, in intended diseases other than the unintended signs and symptoms or any noxious effects are called as adverse drug reactions. Adverse event, it is a specific event. The definition goes to any untoward medical occurrence that may present during the treatment with the pharmaceutical product, but which does not necessarily have a causal relationship with this treatment. That is called adverse event. The patient visited to the hospital, the Siddha physician are prescribing certain medicines. While going home, the patient is taking some the platform foods in the night dinner, and the next day he has developed some diarrhea. So we couldn't understand that this is because of the medicine prescribed by the doctor, or the patient consumed some the unhygienic platform foods. So we could not establish the causal relationship. This is called the adverse event. Reporting an ADR is definitely 100% will not harm you, harm your clinical practice, harm your system of medicine also. Every system of medicine, if it is in any healthcare sector, the ultimate bottom line is the patient safety. Science cannot above the human safety. Always we have to take that quote. So for better patient safety, for shaping up of or refinement of our own drugs or medicine which we are prescribing to the patient, that is very, very important. So ultimately the guidelines for pharmacovigilance reporting is also maintaining the anonymity of individual as well as the patients also. So there is no harmful effect will reach the patient or the reporting doctor or any other healthcare stakeholder, your clinical practice, and ultimately your own system of medicine, that is the system of medicine, which will get always refinement, and it will get the higher success rate of patient safety. That is very very important. uh, Actually there is a no ideal time frame for reporting any adverse drug reaction. Whenever you are encountering an adverse drug reaction, immediately you have to take the prerequisites informations which has been given by the National Pharmacovigilance Center, or the consultative committee has been prescribed certain guidelines how to fill the adverse drug reactions form, or the forms are very well available. We have also submitted the informations how to write or how to fill the relevant information in the adverse drug reactions form. So there is no specific timeline. You just receive or obtaining all the informations from the patients through in any modality or in your consultation itself, and immediately you can submit the information to the relevant authority. If you are a peripheral pharmacovigilance center, we need to report to the intermediary pharmacovigilance center as well as the national pharmacovigilance center. Now because being an organized setup, we are submitting the information through monthly once, periodically we are submitting. But as per the pharmacovigilance guideline, within the 7 days we have to submit the adverse drug reactions report to the higher authority. In it is, if it is a general healthcare delivery or in any clinical research practice, we need to submit the information to the, if it is a clinical research, we need to submit the information to the sponsor as well as the principal investigator. If it is a general healthcare delivery, we need to submit the information to the intermediary as well as national pharmacovigilance center within 7 days. But now we are developing, we are also developing the portal exclusively for pharmacovigilance adverse drug reactions and misleading advertisements capturing of portal. So if it is a portal is available, the after completing your consultation, you can put your login credentials and you can submit the information. Within no time the adverse drug reaction will reach the entire hierarchy, or else you can, within the time frame means before 7 days you have to submit the adverse drug reactions. Thank you. Yeah, there is no specific signs and symptoms cannot be taken as a adverse drug reaction, because the definition is very clearly told that if it is a unintended or noxious effect, that is called as a adverse drug reactions. So in any disease or any drug which are producing certain effects, or it is modifying some physiological functions which is noxious or unintended, that is 100% we can take it as an account of adverse drug reaction. So there is no need for any specific tracking, but you can whenever you are having some suspicious on a particular drug. So let's say for example, always we are also in line with the public the belief. They always they are saying that some metal mineral drug or certain perumarundugal, we can call it in Siddha system of medicine, a higher order pharmaceutical form, will always produce or may produce, not always, may produce some side effects. So if it is a case, you can monitor you can take some extra care or additional effort to document or to capture whether any adverse drug reactions are happened or not. The second visit of the any consultation, you can just asking certain questions, leading questions to rule out whether any adverse drug reactions other than the disease establishment happened in the past. So that needs to be documented. Any the program coordinators or any other physicians, they need to concentrate on that level. That is more important. Yes, the spontaneous reporting also, the Uppsala Monitoring Committee by World Health Organization, UMC, we can call it as UMC, that is always encouraging the spontaneous reporting. The spontaneous reporting should be done by the individual patients, whatever the whenever they are facing some adverse drug reactions, they can report. In the doctor's level, whether you can establish the causal relationship between the drug prescribing drug and the established or suspected adverse drug reactions, or even you could not establish the causal relativity between the drug and suspected ADRs, that doesn't matter. You need to report, because there are so many other procedures also there. Some signals are there. One particular medicine is always causing that wherever it has been prescribing to the patients, and all the patients are getting the same kind of adverse drug reactions or not, or any one person is getting the adverse drug reactions or not. So there is no dictum, or there is no specific rule whether after this establishment of causal relationship only you have to report the ADRs. That is not at all correct. It is a very wrong practice. Whatever, if you are suspecting, or the doctor can realize that this is not the disease progression, this is may or may not having the causal relationship between the drug and the new phenomena or signs and symptoms, or the adverse drug reactions, suspected adverse drug reactions, whatever we seen, whether it is suspected, whether it is established one, that doesn't matter. The doctor's responsibility is to document the relevant information in the ADR prescribed format. Reporting is very, very essential. Yes, already we have very clearly pointed out that the entire progression, or the entire process of documenting the adverse drug reaction will always maintain the confidentiality and anonymity of the patients and the doctors also. So there is no need to physically the doctor need to present in any IPVC or NPVC or any other forum. That is not at all required. The responsibility goes like that: we have to document each and every prerequisites, or the required or relevant informations we need to obtain from the patient. That needs to be very clearly, legibly, we have to document it in the prescribed format, and we need to submit to the higher authorities through IPVC or the National Pharmacovigilance. That is the doctor's responsibility. Other than that, doctors need not visit to any other forum physically. You don't need to direct the complaints to any other the ADR information or any other product quality. So adverse drug reaction is totally different from the product quality, because adverse drug reactions is something happening as an unintended or noxious effect. But the product quality is even we can see the product and we can say that this is not a quality product, or even the color, the complexion, and the structure, and we can say that certain products, it is not a quality product. So the quality of the product doesn't arises here. But the adverse drug reactions, you don't need to direct any complaints. I already repeatedly am telling that you need to properly fill the adverse drug reactions form and submit to the proper channel. That is enough. We are reporting, or when we are preparing some adverse drug reactions, we need to always have the four pillars are essentially required for documentation of adverse drug reaction. First one is the enough patient details. Second one is the drug detail. Third, adverse drug event or adverse drug reactions, whatever you are going to document. And the fourth one, the information about the reporter. The patient details having the demography detail, medical history, and concurrent illness. These needs to be captured under the category of patient details. Then drug details, name of the medicine, whether it is a generic or any other proprietary medicine. What is the dose? What is the prescribed frequency? What kind of a route of administration? And what is the duration of medicine has been prescribed? And then what is the batch number and other manufacturer details about the prescribed medicine. And last one, concurrent drug therapy, whether the patient has been taken from any other system of medicine or in the same system of medicine. So these four component comes under the drug details. Then the most important point is then adverse event or adverse drug reaction. What is the diagnosis? What are all the symptoms has been documented? And what is the new adverse drug reaction or the suspected part, the onset of the particular phenomena or any signs and symptoms. Then what is the duration of that particular the suspected ADR, and what is the outcome, whether it has been cured or not, whether it has been after the de-challenge it has been reduced or not, or is there any other casualty happened or not. And then finally, what is the management of that particular adverse event or adverse drug reactions. These are all comes under the adverse ADR information or adverse event information. Then the final part is the reporter, name of the doctor or name of the reporter who is submitting the information, and what is the contact address, and the causality assessment, very very important nowadays. The consultative committee or the National Pharmacovigilance Center has been incorporated that causality assessment. We used to follow the Naranjo scale. That Naranjo scale is also having certain 8 to 9 information that also to be filled by the program coordinator or the physicians. They can fill the information based on the basic information collected from the patient. So the patient detail, drug detail, adverse drug reaction or adverse event information, and the fourth one will be the reporter. These four the major area needs to be covered without missing any information. That all needs to be captured in the adverse drug reaction form. We can have a belief to all the Siddha system of medicine drugs are in a very safe and rational the part of Siddha system of medicines is available. That's what we believe by train. But maybe a small what is that, some due to the malpractice there is some error should be there. The error may be from the patient side or from the doctor side or from the manufacturer side. So it starts from the good collection and cultivating process itself. When we are manufacturing certain drugs, there may be some error. When we are advocating the patients, that time the error may be happen to the doctors, or after the advice the patient may not follow all the advocacy given by the doctor. He may not follow the advices. So that's where some error happen, and it is producing some adverse drug reactions or any other the side effects. So we all have a belief that the system of medicine and the drug doesn't have any the side effects or adverse drug reaction, but still there are chances to produce adverse drug reactions from many stakeholders, starting from the manufacturer side to the final consumed by the drug consumed by the patient. So anywhere we can encounter certain error. So due to that error, some adverse drug reactions may have happened. So that needs to be documented very well. If we are documenting the process, then only you can rectify the issue or the problem. So always we are always quoting that all the government or any other the accreditation processes used to say that this is not a fault finding, this is a fact finding. So we are I am saying that in this pharmacovigilance practices we need to find the fault first. Then only you can understand the fact behind that. Then you can rectify the problem or you can fix the issue. So that is why ultimately it enhances the patient safety. So if the patient safety, individual patient is getting safety, then it can be focused to the masses, then it can be focused to the entire community, then it can be focused to the entire the healthcare system of medicine or the stakeholders. So it's thereby a small steps or certain ethics or the formalities what we are documenting through the pharmacovigilance practices or good pharmacovigilance practices, ultimately it produces the higher amount of patient safety. And so the pharmacovigilance 100% improves the patient care. There is no doubt about it. Very interesting question. What are all the legal responsibilities of the doctors in terms of ADR reporting? Don't get afraid. The doctor's responsibility is always goes for the patient safety and the healthcare delivery what we are providing to the patients or the suffering community, what we are upgrading their general conditions from the disease free state. So that is the ultimate responsibility. So don't worry about the legal responsibilities. As per the guideline, laid down by the Uppsala Monitoring Committee, World Health Organization, National Pharmacovigilance Center, CDSCO. There is no legal responsibilities when we are submitting any ADRs. So don't worry about that. We have a very focus towards the disease free conditions to the suffering community. So that is what we need to have a focus. So fill the ADR form as per the relevancy of that your the suspected ADRs whatever you encountered in your practice. So kindly document everything without any lacuna of the misinformation. So document everything and make it as a culture of the proper reporting of adverse drug reactions to the authorities, and thereby you always upgrading the patient safety, the well-being of your own the society and community. That is what we are bound to have the responsibilities, not as a legal responsibility. Good question. Who can report the adverse drug reactions? Yes, of course, patients are reporting through their physicians or doctors when they are getting the consultations or receiving treatments from the patients. Ultimately, all the stakeholders, right from the beginning of doctors, staff nurse, pharmacist, students, and the patients, they can report adverse drug reactions. Obviously, there is no doubt about it, because even the spontaneous reporting is also very much encouraged to give a proper reporting system. The very importantly, students and the patients always they can register their adverse drug reactions or complaints through their physicians or doctors. That is more appropriate, I think. Thank you. Yeah, need of the hour question. How we can improve the ADR reporting system, and how do we know the process and methodology, or what are all the training and resources are available here? So as per the National Pharmacovigilance Coordination Center guidelines, all the PPVC and the IPVC, that means Intermediary Pharmacovigilance Center and Peripheral Pharmacovigilance Center, are yearly once they are every PPVC, every IPVC has to conduct one training program or conference, seminar, workshop kind of things to the other stakeholders, healthcare stakeholders. So through that we can get involved with the conference, seminar, workshop or training modalities, and we can get the process information and all. And we have published one the pharmacovigilance related book. Actually, it is a Tamil version, so everyone very easily go through that, and he can through their mother tongue they can easily learn the informations about the pharmacovigilance, adverse drug reactions, and the misleading advertisements here. That link is also we are providing the it's a freely available PDF. It's a downloadable one. Which can be published by myself, Siddha Central Research Institute, PPVC 001 from Central Council for Research in Siddha, Ministry of Ayush and Government of India. So that also you can have a glance on it. And there are the multiple the certificate courses are also available in private sectors and the others. So through these kind of the sources, resources, you can get to know more about the adverse drug reactions, what is pharmacovigilance, what are all the misleading advertisements, how do we capture, how do we report, what should be happened after the submission of adverse drug reactions, what kind of a causality assessments they are going to take, and is they are going to publish any the adverse drug reactions or any notifications kind of a things also. We can get to know that. How the pharmacovigilance data will improve the patient safety and effectiveness of medicines. Yeah, this is also the very critical questions related to the today's context. So the one line always, the pharmacovigilance, why do we have a pharmacovigilance? Because I already told that pharmacovigilance is not a newer phenomena. It is very well explained in the system of medicine, and in the system of medicine have a very many more documented evidences in documented ADRs in our classics. So the very important point, each and every data, because the even the thalidomide poisoning also we quoted, we all knew the story, the thalidomide poisoning, and where the pharmacovigilance emerged out of it, and everything we all knew that. So that is the only one scenario can produces these kind of a pharmacovigilance, the system of methodology, and the one science, exclusively one science has been developed based on the one data, thalidomide poisoning. So that's how the very clearly I have spelled out in the previous discussion also. From the documentation perspective, from the point of the manufacturer and the doctor side and the patient side, and the other anupanam and the adjuvant and the vehicle, if we are making any errors in that also, we may encounter certain adverse drug reactions. So that data, if we find the fault, then we can analyze, then we can we came to know that what fact behind that the production of the adverse drug reactions, that all we can get to know that through the causality assessment. And if we have a very concrete evidence, only this is the problem, for this problem we may encountered we have documented this adverse drug reactions. If we know that, so you can go to the root level and you can modify the process, and you can eliminate the culprit scenarios, whatever the problem. Whether if it is any advice related things, you can accordingly you can give the recommendations to the society. If it is any manufacturer issue, then you can modify the purification process or the standard operating procedures of making of medicine. If it is the problem lies with the doctors, the error you can that error can be deleted from the proper the conference, seminar, training and the other resource materials. So every data definitely can contribute to the patient safety and the effective rational use of the particular Siddha system of medicines treatment to the society. So I can highlight these very basic level. The pharmacovigilance 100% improve the patient care and safety in related to the use of medicines and all the medical and paramedical intervention. And the pharmacovigilance improve through the patient care, the entire public health and safety in related to the use of medicines can be improved. And pharmacovigilance definitely can contribute to the assessment of benefit, harm, effectiveness and the risk of medicines, encouraging their safe, rational and more effective, including the cost effective usage also. And pharmacovigilance surely promote understanding, education and clinical training in pharmacovigilance and its effective communication to the public. So we need to document each and every adverse drug reactions. We need to find the fault, we need to find the fact behind that, and the knowledge dissemination and the communication should reach the wider populations, and thereby the pharmacovigilance can contribute for the better patient care and the effective rational use. Yeah, very the another very significant question. Um how the pharmacovigilance can contribute to the any new traditional medicines actually. So already I have very clearly explained that all the efforts and the documentation processes and the causality assessment, all which goes to directly to the patient safety and the healthcare delivery, with the doctors do not make any harm. That is the Hippocrates the statement. So based on that, we are making all these efforts to provide a good healthcare, or pacifying the diseases through their our own medicines. So obviously, the parallelly, the any research systems always, the pharmacovigilance is the only way to remove the hazardous medicines from the research phases itself, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Up to that level, pharmacovigilance not only for the general healthcare delivery and the practices, the pharmacovigilance and adverse drug reactions reporting are happening in the even the clinical research itself, right? We all know that in the preclinical level study, if with the any drug or the lead drug in the preclinical level it is producing some toxicity or it doesn't have the safety parameters, definitely it will be stopped and it won't be moved to clinical trial. Even in the clinical trial itself, the pharmacovigilance is the only way to remove the hazardous drugs. Even the modern contemporary medicine, we have a very n number of examples are available. It crosses the all the preclinical processes and even the clinical trial process also it crossed. But the fourth one, the phase 4 or the post-marketing surveillance, up to that level also, the every healthcare system or the pharmaceutical company, they need to submit the PSUR, periodical safety update report, to the state drug licensing authority and the other CDSUO authorities. So when we encounter some the adverse drug reactions, even in the stage of phase 4, the post marketing surveillance or in the field level, the medicines can be called off from the pharmaceutical, even the small shops. They will go and they will get all the medicines. That's how it removes all the hazardous medications. Even after the process of all the licensing things, they will remove from the society. That is the bottom line is the patient safety, right? So not only the traditional medicines or even the contemporary modern medicine also, if it is a if it the drug is producing any harmful effect or it is producing any adverse drug reactions to the public, because we all know that the clinical research is always focusing in a very what is the ideal environment. We need to have a very focused inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria. So the very limited, narrow pointed group only we are providing the drug to them. But in the fourth stage, that phase 4 or the post marketing surveillance, we do not know who is taking that medications, whether the adult age group or the other senior citizens, pregnant women, or comorbidity patients, and specific lifestyle and environmental factors. We do not know the persons not in ideal conditions. That's the real conditions, the phase 4. So that time we may encounter a lot of adverse drug reactions. It is not encountered in the previous up to that phase 3 and the preclinical also. Even that time, through this pharmacovigilance process only, the adverse drug reactions, due to the adverse drug reactions and the causality assessment, the drug can be called for or the drug can be withdrawal from the society. So that's how the pharmacovigilance can contribute not only to the traditional system of medicine and the modern contemporary medicines also. The ultimate to the core point is the patient safety and the healthcare delivery to the patients. So this is how the pharmacovigilance contribute for a betterment of the patient safety. I submit my sincere thanks to the initiatives taken by the government Kamaraj Hospital Chidambaram, which is acting as a peripheral pharmacovigilance center, PPVC 009, This is a very great initiatives, because nowadays we are living in a social media era, and we are always seeing the YouTubes and other platforms of the digital world. So through this initiative, definitely it can give more awareness about the pharmacovigilance and Siddha system of medicine, because many people they are having these kind of questions in their mind, and it is not yet clarified by the it has not yet been clarified, and there should not be a provisions is not there. So through this platform, the every patients or every participants, they can simply they can see the YouTube's videos and their questions and clarifications through their home itself. So it's a really great initiative. I congratulate Dr. R. Ramesh, the pharmacovigilance coordinator, and Dr. K. Hina Firdos, junior research fellow from the program assistant of PPVC 009. Once again, I congratulate all the stakeholders, those who taking part in this marvelous initiative to disseminate the knowledge to the public. Thank you for providing me the opportunity. Thank you once again.